I've just returned home from a cruise on board Koningsdam, one of the cruise ships from Holland America Line. This cruise ship, which was christened back in 2016, underwent a significant refurbishment in 2026, and I was among the first passengers to step on board after she was refloated and relaunched. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the main updates that have taken place on the ship. Whether you've cruised on Koningsdam before and are keen to see what's changed, or you're completely new to this cruise ship, then I really hope you'll enjoy this video. If you do, then please support my channel by clicking both the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. And if you've just found me today for the first time, then I'm Fraser. I use my YouTube channel to share all of my cruise tips and experiences with you. So if you like the sound of that, just click subscribe. Anyway, let's get started on Koningsdam. Today I'm going to walk you through 7 key areas. First, we'll cover some of the key changes on the topic of passenger staterooms. We'll then move on to talk about some of the music venues, the casino, the jewellery boutique, the fitness centre. Then we'll move to look at the dining venues, and then finally, some of the smaller touches that you might not even notice have changed during this recent upgrade programme. Let's get started with point 1. Passenger staterooms. During Koningsdam's 2026 dry dock, 5 new large ocean view cabins were added. You might be wondering where they are. Well, in order for me to explain that in the clearest way possible, let's look at the deck plan for deck number 1. Here's the deck plan for deck 1 of Koningsdam, as it was prior to the dry dock. You can see that you've got the main atrium, you've got the art gallery, and you've got a number of meeting rooms. You've got 3 on the left side of the ship and 2 on the right. Watch what happens now when we move across to look at the newly revised deck plans. Can you see the new cabins? Each of these new staterooms accommodates up to 4 guests. They have 2 beds that convert into a queen-size bed, and they also have a double sofa bed. Very interestingly, 4 of these cabins connect, which make it a lot simpler if you're a larger family or a larger group and you're looking to cruise together. It's not just these cabins that were touched during the dry dock. 22 Vista suites were also upgraded and new sofa beds were added, which allows families to have so many more options for their upcoming cruise. Personally, I stayed in a balcony cabin and I was really impressed with it. If you'd like to see my cabin in more detail, I'll put a link to that room tour in the description of this video for you to head over and check out later. Let's now move to look at some of the changes that have taken place to the music venues on board Koningsdam. The 2 venues that we're going to discuss here are the Rolling Stone Lounge and the Piano Bar. These venues both share an open plan space towards the front of the ship on deck 2. Previously, these venues were connected directly to the casino upstairs with a staircase going in between them. Now, that staircase has been removed, allowing these spaces to focus on the music being made from each one individually rather than the noise coming down from upstairs. Another huge plus point to removing this staircase is that it removes the risk of smoke moving downstairs from the casino. There are so many reviews online from these ships, from both smokers and non-smokers, who explain that these music venues could be affected by the smell of cigarettes being smoked upstairs in the casino. But that is now a thing of the past. It's not just the removal of the staircase that's taken place here. They've also installed some really clever seating. Let me show you. In the space that runs between the 2 venues, they've installed bar stools or swivel chairs that allow you to have a slightly elevated position above the rest of the seats in each venue. These seats allow you to spend time in the central part of that room, therefore taking in the music from both sides without having to move across to another seat. It's such a good idea. I should mention at this point that don't worry, although that venue is open plan, they operate in conjunction or collaboration with each other. So when the Piano Bar is playing, the Rolling Stone Lounge is not playing, and vice versa. It really is a fantastic place. If you've never been on one of these cruise ships before, then you really must give it a try, because this overall space on deck 2 is probably well within my top places to spend time on board. Not only did I think that this space worked better without any scent or noise pollution from the casino, it also handled demand much better with the new seating options. It was a massive thumbs up from me. Speaking of the casino, let's head upstairs and look at some of the changes that have taken place up there. The main change that's occurred within the casino venue is the removal of the staircase that I mentioned downstairs. Taking that away has allowed the casino to expand quite significantly, with a greater capacity for both slot machines and also table games. You'll find the slot machines running down both sides of the casino space, with the gaming tables in the centre. There's also a small second casino just outside by the BB King's Blues Club, but that's non-smoking only. From a smoking point of view, during my cruise, which was in 2026, smoking was permitted within the main casino venue itself. You could smoke cigarettes on one side of the casino, but not on the other. Although generally I found that if you were on the non-smoking side, the smoke would move across. So time will tell whether or not that remains a 50-50 room, or whether they make the move to ban smoking altogether. What I'd love to hear from you at this point down in the comments is whether or not you prefer casinos on cruise ships to be smoking permitted venues, or whether you would rather there was no smoking in there at all. This is a topic which can often divide so many people, but I would love to know where the majority of you stand. So come and let me know down there. Another small change that I've noticed within the casino versus what I could see on other YouTube ship tours is that new carpets have been installed in this space at some point. That's a general touch that we'll come back to later, but you might notice throughout a lot of the venues that I'm showing you today that the carpets have been completely replaced. Next, let's look at Effy, the onboard jewellery boutique. This store runs along the side of the BB King's Blues Club on Deck 2, and it's had a pretty major facelift during the 2026 dry dock. In here, there's new flooring, new wall finishes, new lighting, new display fixtures, and also upgraded signage and merchandising. Now, personally, I'm not a jewellery shopper, but I can appreciate that this space is now really bright, and it does feel really premium, so I'd imagine it's a really welcome move for any Effy fans out there. Next, let's move all the way up to Deck 9, and let's go to the front of the ship, which means that we're going to talk about the fitness centre. The fitness centre onboard Koningsdam has received some new equipment during this upgrade, so hopefully that means that if you're hoping to keep up any fitness routines from your life back home, you're really not going to struggle during your cruise. During my time on board, I was on for 12 nights, and I found that the gym was more than adequate to deal with the demand. One really interesting aspect that I did spot was that down one side of the ship, they have included saunas. These are within the wider spa complex, but you don't have to pay to use them. When I went in there for a look, I was really impressed by how new those saunas felt. By looking at older YouTube ship tours, they have been replaced or upgraded at some point. It looks as though they were fresh enough when I was on for them to have just been upgraded, but it might have happened slightly before. Now, I should say on that point that prior to my very recent cruise on Koningsdam, I hadn't actually been on board that ship, which is why I'm referencing the research that I've done for this video on other YouTube content creators' ship tours. I have previously cruised on board Rotterdam and New Amsterdam, so Holland America Line wasn't new to me as a cruise line, but Koningsdam was, which is why the footage that I'm showing you in this video is of the now post-refit, and it doesn't include the before. If you're enjoying this video, come and let me know down in the comments. What do you think of the ship now that she's completed her dry dock? Would you cruise on board? And also, remember to click the subscribe button if you're not already following my channel. I've got so much more to show you. The penultimate topic to talk about today is dining venues. To be honest, I didn't notice many changes to venues that I'm used to from other ships, but Holland America Line explain that several of the speciality dining venues, including Pinnacle Grill, Salle de Mer, and Club Orange, have all been updated to allow for a more adaptable dining experience. Some fixed tables have been converted to movable table arrangements, which in turn allows for much greater configuration flexibility. The restaurant teams are able to accommodate different group sizes much easier as a result of this too. To be honest, the fact that they haven't had a huge major uphaul of speciality dining venues, I think is a really good thing, because how I felt on this cruise on Koningsdam was very similar to how I felt on board Rotterdam. When I took my cruise on Rotterdam, she was a relatively new ship, And genuinely, when I was spending time in most of the venues on Koningsdam, she felt like a new ship. I was overall really, really impressed. Finally, there are some overall changes that guests might not even notice during their cruise. The most prevalent is carpets. I've mentioned carpets a couple of times already, but so many new carpets were installed during this upgrade. In fact, it looks like most of the carpets on most of the public decks were replaced. This was so noticeable during my cruise. I couldn't stop trying to spot the new carpets, which you could see because when you fit a new carpet, you then get the little baubles that appear as it gets worn in. So as I would walk around the ship, I would constantly be trying to spot the new carpets. You would also be able to feel them straight away because as you walked on them, they were actually really quite luxuriously bouncy. I really, really approve of the carpet changes. All of the improvements I've shown you in this video are from a passenger experience on board point of view, but one of the most important reasons to dry dock any cruise ship is to complete essential maintenance and any required upgrades of the ship's technical equipment or exterior. You'll often find that cruise ships are fully repainted during dry docks, and I would suspect that was probably the case here because Koningsdam really was looking in great shape. I'll not go into the technical detail of this dry dock in this video, because unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave that to an expert. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the 2026 dry dock that Koningsdam underwent. If you have, then remember to click the thumbs up button and come and join me over in this video next. This is my full ship tour of Koningsdam where I take you on a tour of every single venue on the ship. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I'll hopefully see you over there next.